Criminal Courthouse, Miami, Florida. Afternoon 3:50 p.m. Petty crimes, theft cases. Judge Robinson running routine, quick decisions, ordinary day. Bailiff Marcus Johnson, 48 years old. Doing court security 15 years. Standing at door, uniform clean, posture professional. Defendant brought in, James Patterson, 67 years old, thin, tired looking, in handcuffs. Charge, stole medicine from Walgreens, $89 worth, caught. Prosecutor, Your Honor, Mr. James Patterson, petty theft, caught on camera. Clear evidence, punishment required. James silent, head down, ashamed. Judge, Mr. Patterson approached bench. James walked forward. Bailiff Marcus came beside. Will remove handcuffs. Standard procedure. Marcus held James's arms, used key, metal cuffs opened. James pulled arm, extended slightly to relax. That moment Marcus saw. On James's left upper arm, on bicep, tattoo. Faded, old, maybe 50+ years old, but clearly visible. A unit patch. 101st Airborne Division. Screaming Eagles. Famous eagle head. Underneath numbers, 3187. Marcus's heart stopped. That patch, those numbers, 3rd Battalion, 187th Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne. Marcus's father was in that unit. Vietnam, 1969-1970. Killed in action. Marcus never knew his father. Father died 3 months before Marcus born, May 1969, Vietnam, Hamburger Hill. Marcus saw that patch framed at mother's house, on wall, underneath father's photo, young, 22 years old. Beside squad friends, all smiling. Last photo before going to Vietnam. And that patch, 3187, 101st Airborne. Same patch on James's arm. Marcus started trembling. James noticed, "Sir, handcuffs off, thank you." But Marcus didn't release James's arm, staring at tattoo. Marcus' voice cracked. "Sir? That tattoo? 101st Airborne? 3rd Battalion, 187th Infantry?" James raised head, surprised. "Yes. How do you know?" "Marcus, were you in Vietnam?" James, "Yes. 1969 to 1971. Marcus' eyes filled. "Hamburger Hill? May 1969. James froze. "Yes, I was there." Marcus, my father was, also there. Specialist David Johnson, KIA, May 20th, 1969. Dong Ap Bia, Hamburger Hill, 3187, 101st Airborne. Same unit. Did you know him? Welcome to the Forgotten Service. Before we begin this extremely emotional story about petty theft, faded tattoo, Hamburger Hill 1969, and father's last words. Tell me in comments what city you're watching from. And if you believe fallen soldiers' last words must not be forgotten, hit that subscribe button. Some tattoos stay hidden 55 years. Some bailiffs never know their father. And sometimes removing handcuffs reveals connection. May 10th, 1969. Vietnam, a Shau Valley, Dong Ap Bia Mountain. Place soldiers would call Hamburger Hill. 3rd Battalion, 187th Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division. Mission, take mountain, clear North Vietnamese Army positions. Private First Class James Patterson, 19 years old, from California, infantry rifleman. First major combat, scared but trained. Specialist David Johnson, 22 years old, from Florida, RTO. Radio telephone operator. Squad's communicator. Had pregnant girlfriend home, Jessica, 7 months. Planning wedding when returned. First day, May 10th, seemed easy. Climb started. But May 11th, hell began. NVA entrenched positions, bunkers, heavy fire. Americans assaulted, pushed back. Assault again, pushed back again. 10 times assault. 10 days battle. Soldiers exhausted, wounded, dying. Got name Hamburger Hill because ground looked like hamburger. Soldiers grinded up, chewed. James and David were in same squad. Knew each other from training. David always talked about baby. If boy, I'll name Marcus, my father's name, strong name. James, if girl? David, then Sarah, my mother's name. But I know will be boy, I feel it. May 20th, 1969. 10th day. Final assault. Orders came. One more push, take Hilltop, finish it. James and David advancing together. Fire everywhere. Explosions, screaming. Then David fell. James turned, looked. David on ground, blood pooling from chest. RPG shrapnel, very bad. James crawled back, grabbed David. David, medic, medic! David coughing blood. James, bad. Very bad. James, no, you'll be okay, medic coming. But both knew, wound too severe. David had minutes, maybe seconds. David trembling hand reached, grabbed James's arm. James, listen, baby. Marcus, tell him. James crying. No, David, you'll tell him, you're going home. David, no, I know. Tell Marcus, I love him. Tell him, I'm proud. Tell him, be strong, be good man. James, I will, I promise, but you? David's grip loosened, eyes closed, last breath. James stayed there, holding David, fire continuing around, but James couldn't feel. Only felt David's weight and weight of words. Tell my son. Medic came, checked David, shook head, he's gone. James did something that day. Took David's dog tags. One would go to military records, one would stay with David. But James took one more small thing. From David's pocket, photo, Jessica an ultrasound image. James kept that photo. Knew someday had to find Marcus, deliver this photo, say last words. But James never found Marcus. David's body returned to America. Jessica gave birth to baby. Boy, named him Marcus David Johnson, after father. Marcus grew up fatherless. Mother Jessica raised him alone, in Miami. Hard, but succeeded. Marcus would ask, what was Dad like? Jessica, brave, kind, strong. Loved you so much, even without seeing you. Marcus's home had father's photos, medals, Purple Heart, Bronze Star, and that unit patch, 3187, 101st Airborne, framed. Marcus grew up wanting to honor father. Thought about joining military, but mother, no, Marcus, I lost one soldier, won't lose you, find another way to serve. Marcus became police officer, then court bailiff. Served community differently. 15 years court security, James? Returned from Vietnam 1971. PTSD, nightmares, saw David every night. Tried to find Marcus, contacted military, VA, but records complicated. Jessica remarried, surname changed, lost in system. James gave up eventually, but always carried David, as memory and as tattoo. Got tattoo 1972, 101st Airborne patch, 3187 numbers, to not forget David. James struggled. Lost jobs, lost relationships, PTSD uncontrolled. Ended up homeless periods, recovered periods, up and down 50+ years. In 2024, Miami, 67 years old. James desperate. No money, medical bills, chronic pain. One day entered Walgreens. Took medicines, left without paying. Caught, arrested, court. 3:50 p.m., Miami courthouse. James in handcuffs, bailiff Marcus processing. Handcuffs removing, James extended arm. Marcus saw tattoo. That moment, everything changed. Marcus, sir, that tattoo? 101st Airborne, 3rd Battalion, 187th Infantry. James, yes, how do you know? Marcus, were you in Vietnam? James, yes, 1969, 1971. Marcus' voice broke. Hamburger Hill, May 1969. James froze. Yes, I was there. Marcus' eyes filled. My father was also there. Specialist David Johnson, KIA May 20th, 1969. Dong Ap Bia, Hamburger Hill, 3187, 101st Airborne. Did you know him? James's world stopped. David Johnson, Marcus, baby. That baby now, 48-year-old bailiff, standing before him. James whispered, David, yes, I knew him. We were same squad. Marcus trembled. You? Were you there that day, when my father died? James cried. Yes, I was beside him, in last moments. Judge, Bailiff Johnson, Is there problem? Marcus turned. Your Honor, I apologize. Personal matter. Request recess. Judge saw Marcus's face, tears. 15-minute recess. Bailiff, use private room. Small room, in courthouse building. Marcus and James sat, facing each other. Marcus, please, tell me, how did my father die? James took deep breath. May 20th, final assault, we were climbing. Heavy fire, RPG exploded. Shrapnel hit David's chest. Marcus listened, tears streaming. James continued. I crawled back, grabbed him, called medic, but wound too severe. David knew dying. In last minutes, he talked about you. Marcus, about me? I wasn't born yet. James, he knew you were coming, baby boy. Would name Marcus. Told me, tell Marcus I love him. I'm proud. Be strong. Be good man. Then I promised would tell you, but never found you. 55 years tried. But system complicated, name got lost, and now. Now you're here, and I'm in handcuffs. Marcus couldn't speak, overwhelmed. James pulled out wallet, old, worn, from inside pulled. Plastic wrapped photo, faded, 5 years old. Jessica, an ultrasound image. James. Was from David's pocket last day. I took it. Wanted to keep to give you, but couldn't find you. Now it's yours. Marcus took photo, trembling hands. Looked, young woman, smiling, holding ultrasound image. His mother, 55 years ago, pregnant with him. Marcus broke down completely after recess court resumed. But Marcus spoke with Judge privately, explained situation. Judge looked at Patterson case with different eyes. Judge, Mr. Patterson, you're 67 years old, homeless periods, PTSD, medical bills. Why did you steal medicines? James, sir, chronic pain, VA waitlist 6 months, couldn't afford private, desperate. Judge, and you're a Vietnam veteran, 101st Airborne, Hamburger Hill? James, yes, sir. Judge looked at Marcus. Bailiff Johnson's father was also there, died, you knew him. James, yes, sir, David Johnson, best friend, died in my arms, and I promised would tell son father loved him, but never found son. Until today. Courtroom silent. Judge, Mr. Patterson, technically guilty of theft, but context matters. You're a veteran, medical need, system failed. Sentence, time served, probation 6 months, and court orders VA expedite treatment. James, sir, thank you. Judge, and one more thing, Bailiff Johnson, approach bench. Marcus approached. Judge, Bailiff, this case has personal connection, but I see here 2 people, one lost father, one carried promise 55 years, and today fate brought together. Court's duty is justice, but sometimes justice is also healing. After court, Marcus and James talked in parking lot. Marcus, Mr. Patterson. James, please. Marcus, James, 55 years you carried my father. Promise, photo. Why? James, because David was my friend, and because I knew he'd have son, and that son deserved to know father loved him. Marcus, I always wondered father's last moments. Mother didn't know details, just KIA, but now I know. Father wasn't alone, friend was beside, and father thought of me. James, thought of you every day, even in last breath. Marcus embraced James, long hug, for 55 years of waiting. 2 weeks later, Marcus took Mother Jessica to meet James. Jessica, 78 years old, frail but sharp mind. James delivered that photo. This was from David's pocket, last day. Jessica took it, cried, touched faded image of herself young. Jessica, were you with David? James, yes, ma'am. At end, he spoke about you, baby. Loved you both. Jessica, thank you. 55 years wondered last moments. Now I know. He thought of loved ones. 3 months later, Memorial Day 2025. Marcus and James went together to Vietnam Veterans Memorial, Washington, D.C. The wall found David Johnson's name. Panel 28W, line 21. James touched name. First time since 1969 at monument. Marcus stood beside. My father would be proud of you, kept promise. James. And proud of you, became good man, strong man, exactly what father wanted. That day Marcus did something. Gave James a frame, inside father's photo, unit patch, and underneath engraved. Specialist David Johnson, 1947-1969. Hamburger Hill, hero, father, friend. Promise kept. James cried, this is too much. Marcus, no, you carried my father 55 years. Now my turn, and we'll remember together. James now 68 years old. Marcus helped him get housing, VA benefits, expedited treatment. Not homeless anymore. And every May 20th, Hamburger Hill anniversary, James and Marcus meet. Sometimes Jessica joins. They tell stories, remember David. Because David died 55 years ago. But his love lived through James's promise, and now lives through Marcus. And that tattoo on James's arm? Not just scar anymore. It's bridge now. From past to present. Father to son. Promise to fulfillment. So now I ask you, how are promises carried 55 years? James carried a photo, a promise, a name. Marcus never knew his father, but now knows father's last thought was him. Some tattoos stay hidden 55 years. Some handcuffs reveal connection, and some promises travel generations until delivered. Share your thoughts and comments. Do you know someone carrying such promise? Because at the Forgotten Service, we believe promises never expire. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, subscribe. And remember, some bailiffs never see their father, but some tattoos tell story, and some promises wait 55 years to be delivered.